These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of quiz challengers attempt to beat the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads, and today's fearsome foursome are Steve, Olav, Kevin, and Lisa. Well, we had a close shave in the last game, didn't we, Eggheads? You just managing to get that out of your system now?
Possibly.
Possibly. Right. We'll see what happens next. Taking on the awesome quiz champions today are the Airedale Terriers. Now, this team all play in the Airedale Quiz League in the Bradford and Keighley area, and they take their team name from the nickname of a local football team, Huddersfield Town. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Tony. I'm a retired pharmaceutical sales manager.
Hi there, I'm Paul and I work in financial services.
Hi, I'm Ranveer and I'm a software engineer.
Hello, I'm Scott. I'm a pharmacist.
So, Tony and team, welcome. Great to see you all.
Thank you.
Tony, you've assembled quite a team here, haven't you?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
So you usually quiz together, not against each other?
Originally, we quizzed against each other in the Airedale Quiz League, and then during lockdown, we joined an online quiz team, and this is us, or some of it. Fantastic. Now, what's interesting is, two of you have played before. You've been in before, Ranveer.
Yep.
Do I ask how it went?
Best not to.
OK.
Yeah.
Separately, Paul came in, but on a different team?
Yeah, I lost to Chris on music.
Oh, gosh, really?
Jazz.
Jazz
Still
question.
struggle with it even to this day.
Yeah. I wish you well, challengers.
Thank you.
Good luck. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs. If the challengers fail to win, we just roll the prize money over. Now, Airedale Terriers. The Eggheads did have a close shave in the last game, but they have won the last 23. They're on... I don't even know if we call it a roll. It's more like a Rolls Royce at the moment. And it means there's £24,000 for you if you beat them. Would you like to try?
Ooh,
Yes,
absolutely.
I thought you might. Let's crack on there with our first round, and it is food and drink. Who wants food and drink?
Is this you, Tony?
Well,
Well,
I'll take food and drink.
OK, Tony, and which egghead would you like to take on?
Our strategy says we have to try and take Kevin on.
It's a good strategy. It's worked before. So, Tony from the Airedale Terriers versus the Grand Terrier. Kevin from the Eggheads on food and drink. Can't wait to see this. Please take your positions. So, Tony, what did you do on the quiz team? Do you write the questions? Do you captain the team, or...?
Well, for the team I play for, yes, I captain the team, and we are obliged to supply some questions. And equally, as part of the committee, I have to set questions or be one of a team of people who set questions for the cup competitions.
Well, good luck. I know you're a serious quizzer. It's food and drink against Kevin. Would you like to go first or second, Tony?
First, please, Jeremy.
In French cuisine, Tony, what are escargots? Are they snails, frog's legs, or goose livers?
So, I think I have an idea what goose livers are. And I've seen an episode recently where Steve answered correctly what frog's legs were. So that leads me to escargots being snails.
Oh, Steve, what are frog's legs?
Cuisse grand oui.
Cuisse grand oui. Snails is right, though. Well done, Tony.
Well done. Thank you.
Kevin, which of these is a traditional accompaniment to roast pork in the UK? Red currant jelly, apple sauce, or bread sauce?
The most traditional one there really is apple sauce.
I like a bit of bread sauce.
Yeah, I would have thought bread sauce could be used there as well, to be perfect. But anyway, apple sauce is the traditional one.
You're right. Apple sauce is the tradition. Tony, what is the typical colour of the spice turmeric? Blue, green, or yellow?
So I think we've got some turmeric in our cupboard at home. And I think it's yellow.
It is yellow. Well done. Said to be very good for you. Kevin, what type of food is a shiitake? Is it a mushroom, biscuit, or salmon roll?
Yeah, Japanese name, it's a mushroom.
It is a mushroom. You're both playing well, confidently. Food and drink. Tony, from which country does bull's blood wine originate? Greece, Poland, or Hungary?
Bull's blood. Now, despite some of my interests, Jeremy, around beer, it doesn't run to wine. So I'm trying to remember what I've heard before. I don't think it's Greece, and I don't think it's Poland, so I'm going to say Hungary.
You're absolutely right. Good quizzing. Over to you, Kevin, to stay in. Butterhead, Lollo Rosso, and Oak Leaf are varieties of which food? Apple, lettuce, or cheese?
Varieties of lettuce.
Well done, you're right. So 3-3. So we go to sudden death. Tony, gets a bit harder. I don't give you alternative options. What name is given to either a type of effervescent powder often used in confectionery or a cooling drink of diluted fruit juices?
I think that might be soda.
No, it is sherbet. So Kevin has the chance to take the round on this. Prawns or vegetables deep fried in batter, known as tempura, originated in which country?
Well, I think they're a staple. They're a feature of Japanese cuisine, so Japan.
If you've got this right, you've taken the round. And you have. You've knocked out their skipper, which is a handy thing to do early doors. Kevin is in the final. Tony, you're knocked out. I'm sorry. Come back, rejoin your teams. We'll play on. Right, the challengers have lost their captain. They're going to try and come back now against the Eggheads, who haven't lost a brain yet. Our next subject is sport. So, Tony and team, who wants this?
Who's doing sport?
Me,
Yeah.
If you went out, didn't it?
Yeah, Paul.
Oh, that'd be me, Jeremy.
OK, Paul. Against which Egghead? You can have Steve or Olav or Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, go for it.
Lisa, please.
Very good. Paul from the Airedale Terriers versus Lisa from the Eggheads. Please, both of you, take your positions. So I know the Terriers are the Huddersfield Town team, Paul, but that's not your team, I gather.
No. My team is Sheffield Wednesday, so still blue and white stripes, but...
And do you find yourself, when you're watching TV, just taking an interest in all sports or ones in particular?
Rugby league as well, cricket, NFL. Yeah, generally, I do like my sport.
Same as yours, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely no. Mine tend very much to the slightly more niche sports, so I love a bit of tennis, athletics, darts, actually pretty much anything that's not football, cricket or golf.
Well, good luck in the sport round here, Paul. I know the right thing comes up for you. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Here we go, your first question. Which British tennis player reached the semi-final of the men's singles at Wimbledon in 2022? Andy Murray, Dan Evans, or Cameron Norrie?
Now, tennis is not one of my favourite sports. I think that's fair to say. I don't think it's Murray, because I think he's been injured for a while. I don't think it's Dan Evans either, but I seem to recall Cameron Norrie had a decent run. I'm not sure if it was Wimbledon, but I'm going to go with Cameron Norrie.
Bang on, well done, Cameron Norrie. Lisa, Neil Duffman Duff and Bow and Arrow Greaves became male and female world champions respectively in which sport in April 2022? Is it badminton, squash or darts?
Do you know what? That was really throwing me until I remembered Bo Greaves is a darts player, so it must be darts.
Yeah, and you had just mentioned darts, so I was worried for you there. OK, your question, Paul. Which of these runners was known as the Jarrow Arrow? Steve Ovett, Steve Cram or Seb Coe?
I think Jarrow is in the northeast, and on that basis, I'm going to say Steve Cram.
Yeah, brilliantly done. Well done. So you're ahead. Can Lisa catch up? Cowes Week is a prestigious sailing competition taking place off the coast of which British island? Isle of Wight, Isle of Man, or Lindisfarne?
I do hate it when they put geography questions in sport rounds. They have no business being there. Cowes is on the Isle of Wight.
Yes, it is. Yes, you're right. Isle of Wight. Paul, in 2022, Raheem Sterling left Manchester City to join which other football club? Arsenal, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur?
I suspect you'll know this one, Jeremy. It's Chelsea.
Indeed, it is the team I support. Chelsea is right. Got a very warm welcome. OK, Lisa, you need this to stay in. The British swimmer Mark Foster won 2 Commonwealth Games gold medals. In which event? 50-metre backstroke, 50-metre freestyle, or 50-metre breaststroke?
Yeah, very, very tall man, Mark Foster. OK, lots of swimmers, very tall. The tallest and the longest and the fastest tend to be the 50-metre freestylers. I'm fairly sure Mark Foster was a freestyler. We'll go 50-metre freestyle.
Yes, he is quite an athlete. 50-metre freestyle is the right answer. Again, 3-3. Here we are again, sudden death. Paul, your question. In the Rugby Union Six Nations competition, if any of the 4 teams from the British Isles beats the other 3, what are they said to have won?
The Triple Crown.
Triple Crown's right. Well done, you're in the lead. Lisa, what is the correct name of the woolen green fabric resembling felt that traditionally tops a snooker table?
That's called baize.
It is B-A-I-Z-E, baize. Back to you, Paul. Which British javelin thrower won Olympic silver medals in 1996 and 2000 and a bronze in 1992?
I've got to be honest, I can only think of 3 British javelin throwers, and 2 of those were 80s. So I'm going to have to stick my neck out slightly and go for Steve Buckley.
You're very good. Steve Buckley's right. Well done. So, again, Lisa under pressure. Which British golf course hosted the 2022 Men's Open Championship? This to stay in.
I'm struggling to remember to have anything to pin it on. I can't remember. St Andrews.
St Andrews is right. How cruel is that? Paul, Britain's Beryl Burton was a 7-time world champion in which sport in the 1950s and 60s?
Well, I've got to be honest, I've never heard of her. Swimming.
Cycling. Lisa, on this question, you can take the round. Farrah Williams represented England 172 times in which sport?
I have a feeling she's football or rugby. I'll try football.
Football is your answer. If you get this right, you will be in the final. And you will also have won a total of 250 head-to-heads. Farrah Williams retired in 2021. She did play football. Well done, Lisa. 250. And you're through to the final.
Well played.
Sorry, Paul. We'll be back shortly if you'd like to work on a question from the Eggheads during the break. Steve, I gather you've got one.
Yes, Jeremy. Which 19th century American entrepreneur had his obituary printed in the Evening Sun weeks before his death so he could see what people would say about him after he died?
Thank you, Steve. We'll have the answer for you in just a moment. Welcome back. Before the break, Steve set us a question, which was, which 19th century American entrepreneur had his obituary printed in the Evening Sun weeks before his death so he could see what people would say about him after he died? I'm thinking this must be a newspaper owner, so is it William Randolph Hearst?
No, a bit more. I mean, there have been films made about his life, probably most recently a very popular one that was turned into a musical.
Barnum.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh, of course.
But how was he able to get his obituary printed?
I think he had a lot of sway. And I don't know if he knew the owners or not, but he basically told them, you will print this because I want to basically see what people are going to say about me.
I'd love to know what his reaction was when he saw it. It's probably what killed him off. So well done if you got that at home. P.T. Barnum. As it stands, the Airedale Terriers have lost 2 brains from the final round, while the Eggheads haven't lost any brains so far. The next subject is arts and books. This is the moment for the turnaround, guys. Who's doing this? Is it Ranveer or is it Scott?
Is this a bus?
Is that a bus? There's a bus coming.
All right, I'll take this one, Jeremy.
OK, Ranveer. Against which Egghead? You've got either Steve or Olav.
I think Steve more than
Steve.
Yeah. I'll take Steve, please.
Brilliant. Ranveer from the Airedale Terriers versus Steve in the last round before the final. Please take your positions. Good luck, Ranveer. Let's see if we can turn it around. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, where do Bilbo and Frodo Baggins live? Is it Rohan, the Shire, or Mordor?
Well, to me, the Shire, there's only one, and that's Yorkshire. But I think in Lord of the Rings, it is the Shire.
It is the Shire. Brilliant. Good start. Steve, which of these famous bears was created by A.A. Milne? Winnie the Pooh, Rupert Bear, or Paddington Bear?
That's Winnie the Pooh, Jeremy.
It's Winnie the Pooh who was created by A.A. Milne. You're right. Ranveer, back to you. Which Shakespeare play is based on a work by the Roman dramatist Plautus? Is it Hamlet, The Comedy of Errors, or Romeo and Juliet?
Okay. I think Hamlet was based on a real king of Denmark, unless I'm incorrect. Comedy errors, I know that's something to do with mistaken twins, and obviously Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers. It's gonna have to be a 50-50 on them. I'm trying to think what's the most ancient story. I will probably go for Romeo and Juliet.
Let's check this with Kevin. Kevin?
Well, no, unfortunately, it's the comedy of errors. As Ranveer rightly said, it's about two sets of twins, and there are all kinds of mix-ups and mistaken identities that ensue.
Comedy of errors is the correct answer. All right, over to you, Steve. Chance here to take the lead. Who was the UK's Poet Laureate from 1972 to 1984? Ted Hughes, John Betjeman, or Cecil Day-Lewis?
That's John Betjeman.
It is John Betjeman. So Steve is in the lead, and it means you must get this one right, Ranveer. The Tower of Babel is a major 16th century work by which of these artists? El Greco, Raphael, or Bruegel the Elder?
I was just trying to eliminate one of them based on the dates, but I'm not sure I can. I think Raphael might have been a little bit earlier. I'm gonna go with El Greco.
It was Bruegel the Elder. Oh, Ranveer, I'm sorry. Steve has won through there, and it's tricky in the final. The prospect is tricky for the challengers, but they can definitely win. Come back to us, and you'll play for £24,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So it's Tony, Paul, and Ranveer from the Airedale Terriers, and none of the Eggheads who I have to ask to leave the studio. Scott, were you waiting for a particular subject?
I was first in line if there was politics.
Oh, OK, right. So you were waiting for Gladstone, and instead we got golf. There we go.
I might have got the golf one if I had to.
Good luck, Scott. We have such a jackpot, 24,000 if you win today, and I think your colleagues might be a little bit grateful. Right, guys?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yep.
Steve, Olav, Kevin and Lisa, however much you smile, we know you want to win, so you can keep this run going. We know it, because you're playing for your reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. Normally, I say you can confer, but obviously your friends are stuck back there. So there we go. It's 1 brain against 4. Would you like to go first or second, Scott?
I'll go first, so I get to hear at least 2 questions.
OK, Scott, you're going first. Knave is an alternative name for which card in a standard deck of cards? Is it ace, king, or jack?
The only one that makes sense is Jack.
Yes, it's the jack, the knave. Eggheads, Ben Macdui is the highest peak in which British mountain range? Pennines, Cairngorms, Snowdonia?
Cairngorms.
Yeah.
Cairngorms.
Cairngorms, yeah.
It's the Cairngorms, Jan.
It is the Cairngorms, Olav. Your question, Scott. The often used example of a hypothetical, ordinary and reasonable person in Britain is typically said to be the man on the what? The Clapham omnibus, the Chingford tram, or the Carshalton train?
Well, this is my politics question. I think the Clapham omnibus.
You're so right. It is the man on the Clapham omnibus. It's so dated, but I still hear it. Well done. So, Eggheads, your question. Roy Plomley was the creator and first host of which long-running radio show? Just a minute. The News Headlines or Desert Island Discs?
Desert Island Discs, yeah.
We're pretty sure it's Desert Island Discs.
Yes, it is. One day you'll trip up on a straightforward one, but that was not the question. OK, you're playing well, Scott. 24,000 we're playing for. Etymology is the study of what? Insects, words, or maps?
I think one's in there as a distractor. Etymology, I think, is words, Jeremy.
Words, you say. Let us check with the Eggheads. What is the study of maps?
Cartography.
Cartography. What is the study of insects?
Entomology.
Entomology.
Entomology is not far away, but etymology is words. Eggheads, if you get this wrong, £24,000 goes to the challengers. They just walk out the door with it. Who is the author of the How to Train Your Dragon series of books? Is it Jeff Kinney, Cressida Cowell, or Rick Riordan?
Cressida Cow.
Cressida Cow. Yeah. Jeff Kinney does the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Rick Riordan does the Percy Jackson books, so it's Cressida Cow.
The Cressida Cow is right. Well done. But you're still in it very much, Scott. 3 out of 3. This is good. Couldn't have done any better. We go to sudden death. Gets a bit harder.
Yeah.
I don't give you alternative options. La Cuesta Encantada, meaning the Enchanted Hill, is a lavish San Simeon estate built by which American businessman?
I'm really not got anything to hang this one on, I'm afraid. I don't even know which sort of era it's from, so I'll get this may look daft. Elon Musk.
This is the weirdest coincidence.
You've already mentioned him.
When Steve asked his question at half-time, and I was throwing out business people, I threw this name out. William Randolph Hearst, on whom was based
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. It gives the Eggheads a chance here on the first sudden death question. If you get this right, the contest is over. Eggheads, the Thunderer is the nickname of which newspaper?
You know I'll have.
Yeah, I do the daily quiz for them.
Times.
It's the Times.
The Times is the right answer. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. I'm searching for consolation. They would have got William Randolph Hearst.
I would have got the Thunderer.
Yes, I know. I know you would have got that. OK, well, Eggs, with your 4 brains, you didn't need to cook for the Thunderer, that's for sure. Commiserations, Scott. Well played.
Thank you.
Their winning streak continues. It was very good before. It's now very, very good, Eggheads. It does mean the challengers don't take home the £24,000, so the money rolls over to the next show. We congratulate you, Eggheads, and we wonder if you will ever be beaten. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to finally defeat them with £25,000 to play for. Till then, goodbye.
We've loads of Christmas films for you to cosy up to every day. Tomorrow is the premiere of Love at the Christmas Contest at 2:15. Next, with energy bills going through the roof, can sun rays alone cook dinner? Lots of help from the Gadget Show. Better Tech, Better Life. New next.